A zombie apocalypse at the beginning. I will blow up the planet directly. Chapter 16. Thank you for your patronage. The girl bid farewell to Chen Yi with a smile on her face. The returnees can communicate with each other through the interface in the space. Chen Yi discovered this convenient function after reading the guide manual. The girl felt that Chen Yi was a potential big customer, so she added her contact information. Chen Yi opened the interface and saw the girl's name. Her name is Xiaoguo, Lin Xiaoguo. As for his own name, it was still a string of garbled characters with unknown meaning. It was not because of an error in space, but because Chen Yi had not yet decided what name to give himself. Never mind. He turned off the interface, and the garbled characters were fine. Anyway, he didn't need to contact anyone, and he didn't need anyone to know him. Then, Chen Yi's eyes became sharp. After finishing everything in the space, it was time to return to Blue Star. He did not forget that the white-haired man's knife was still on his neck. What happened on Blue Star that led to the doomsday situation? Chen Yi might be able to figure out the reason after he goes back. He had always been concerned about what the beacon the white-haired man was talking about was, and this was probably the key clue. Sizzling. Chen Yi chose to leave the space and disappeared in a flash. Blue Star. Chen Yi's figure reappeared, and the stagnant time resumed flowing. The white-haired man held a long knife and swung it down, looking at Chen Yi's head that was about to be chopped off. In an instant. Buzz. Boom. The violent power swept across, the sky and the earth shook violently, invisible telepathy swept across the surroundings, and a large number of buildings were blown into the air. The air and light were distorted, making it difficult to see Chen Yi's appearance clearly. He stood on top of the ruins, like a god descending into the world. Bang! The white-haired man flew upside down and crashed into the ruins, leaving a trace hundreds of meters long. He stood up in disbelief. What happened? When he saw Chen Yi's condition, he suddenly realized, and his puzzled expression suddenly turned into excitement. He spit out a mouthful of blood and said, "Is it a bloodthirsty beast?" The sword suddenly appeared. The white-haired man instantly slashed open the ruins with a huge slash, hitting Chen Yi directly. However, the surging telekinesis swept through and the huge slash was defeated. Chen Yi opened his hand, and the white-haired man flew in front of Chen Yi involuntarily. Chen Yi pinched his neck and lifted him into the air. Chen Yi spoke coldly. "Tell me, who are you and what is the beacon?" Ahem. The white-haired man coughed up blood, but did not show any fear. He looked extremely excited and said with a smile, "Beacon. You will find out if you look for it yourself. As for me, I will come to you again." Said. The white-haired man waved the long knife in his hand, and before he could do anything, his whole body exploded into a cloud of blood mist. Chen Yi didn't care. He could always get the answer from other people, and the white-haired man was not the only one who destroyed Blue Star civilization. Chen Yi picked up the long knife of the white-haired man. The long knife was extremely sharp, and the blade had a light blood-red color. He used the ability of the sound of all things to listen to the soft sound of the long knife. Red steel. Serious. Alien. This truth was reasonable but unexpected. Chen Yi put the loot into his personal space and did not recklessly cover the entire Blue Star with his telekinesis to search for enemies. Since these people have the ability to travel long distances across space, both their power level and technological level are absolutely extraordinary. If you release telekinesis on a large scale, while finding the enemy, it also means announcing your location to everyone. This is very dangerous when the strength and quantity of the enemy are unknown. Moreover, even if he doesn't use his mind to search for enemies, Chen Yi can still find them. The voice of all things is most effective in this situation. Call. The sound of wind passed by, bringing a lot of information to Chen Yi. Found it. Boom. Chen Yi's figure changed from stillness to movement, disappearing without a trace in an instant. The shock waves set off by the powerful telepathy spread in the air, blasting a big crater in the ruins. On the ruins 100 kilometers away, a knight in silver armor was fighting an old man in blue robes. The movement was very loud and the destructive power was astonishing. A faint blue light wrapped around the old man's fist. He was obviously an old man, but his body was extremely strong. He jumped up, raised his fist and smashed it down, shouting loudly. Ha! The knight was not afraid when he saw this. A silvery white aura suddenly appeared on his body, and he swung his sword with a huge slash, meeting the old man's fist like a spark hitting the earth. Boom. After a loud noise, a large crater with a diameter of 100 meters appeared on the ruins. The knight and the old man were unscathed and had the momentum to continue the fierce battle. Just as they were about to continue the fierce battle, the two of them took action one after another. Let's make a truce for now. Someone is coming. As soon as he finished speaking, Chen Yi's figure appeared in midair. The air compressed by the rapid figure exploded violently, and the atmosphere suddenly became solemn. The moment Chen Yi appeared, the knight and the old man immediately felt a creepy aura, and the hairs all over their bodies stood up in shock. Strong. Undoubtedly strong. Both of them have grown up from countless battles and have extremely rich experience. They knew at a glance that Chen Yi was the kind of person who was extremely strong. Excuse me, you two. Chen Yi slowly landed on a collapsed building and asked the two of them, if possible, can you tell me the reason for your fight? Also, what is the beacon? This is not a request. Either they answer Chen Yi's doubts, or Chen Yi kills them on the spot. Chen Yi will not be merciful to these people who destroyed Blue Star civilization. Chen Yi didn't know what this question meant. When he didn't speak, the two of them didn't dare to act rashly. After asking, the knight decisively attacked him. Clang! The silver-white slash was blocked by the barrier of telekinesis, and the knight maintained his sword-wielding posture and was frozen in midair, unable to move. Wrong answer. Chen Yi showed no mercy at all and directly crushed the knight into a ball of iron. However, the moment he killed the knight, he finally understood what a beacon was. Beacon transfer completed. Points earned. 3000. A piece of information poured into his mind, and then a mall interface that only Chen Yi could see appeared in front of him. From that piece of information, Chen Yi learned that this was the Beacon Mall, which is what the white-haired man called Beacon. Chen Yi was surprised. What is this? Another space. Logically speaking, the world that Chen Yi lives in has been completely anchored by the Gui Shu space and is completely under the control of the Gui Shu space. Why did something similar to the Gui Shu space pop up again? Chen Yi didn't have time to think too much for the time being, so he focused on the old man first. The old man quickly gave up. Your Excellency, I am very willing to answer your questions. It is impossible to win, the power gap is too big. On a certain planet in an unknown galaxy, all you can see is desolate ruins, and the dim sun hangs high in the sky, scorching the earth. Suddenly, a loud noise broke the tranquility of the sky and the earth, and the extremely violent slash cut the entire planet in half in an instant. The force was strong enough to resist the gravity of gravity, and the entire planet was forcibly separated. It can be seen from the distant universe that the planets that were cut in half are slowly moving closer and merging again under the influence of gravity. On a certain ruins on the planet, a man with long white hair put the long knife in his hand into the sheath, and a touch of blood red flashed across the bright blade. He closed his eyes as if sensing something, then turned around and looked into the depths of the starry sky. Milky Way. The vastness of this universe are beyond imagination. To make the simplest data comparison, the volume of the Sun is 1.3 million times that of the Earth. There are hundreds of billions of such stars in the Milky Way, and in the entire universe there are stars like the Milky Way. There are countless galaxies, like the number of grains of sand in the Ganges. Blue Star and human civilization are just an insignificant speck of dust in this vast sea. In addition, there are many races and civilizations in the universe. Some races are good at researching technology, and some races are good at using various energies in the universe. They can exert huge combat effectiveness with their flesh and blood bodies and individuals. The old man said, the time when the beacon appeared has been too long to be traced back. If you kill the individual who owns the beacon, you can get the beacon in points. As long as you have points, you can buy everything you want in the Beacon Mall, both in terms of power and knowledge. The existence of the beacon has always been a secret, but this is only to most people in the universe. The existence of the beacon has long been spread among the strong, which has led to not only the beacon holders fighting each other to gain points, even the strong men in the universe are hunting beacon holders. The good news is that only when they are close to a certain distance, beacon holders will sense each other, and those strong men without beacons cannot easily find them. The bad news is that some of the people who hold beacons are ridiculously strong. If you don't become stronger as soon as possible, someone else might just kill you when they pass by. This is an extremely cruel cosmic hunting game. Chen Yi has obtained a beacon. Even if he does not hunt others, other beacon holders will come to hunt him. This is why the knight took action directly after hearing his question before, because he and the old man are both beacon holders. Once Chen Yi knows the existence of the beacon, he will probably kill them to seize the beacon and points. There is no strong person who does not desire power. We never care about which civilizations are destroyed, because countless civilizations and planets are being destroyed every moment in the universe. We just follow the induction of the beacon. The old man's words were so cold and cruel. At this point, Chen Yi probably understood the reason why Blue Star civilization was destroyed. It was simply that a certain beacon holder came to Blue Star, and then other cosmic people followed the induction. Or, more simply, a certain Blue Star person who doesn't know whether he should be called lucky or unlucky got the beacon, and then was killed by the beacon holder from the universe, and then more and more people from the universe came. Blue Star, the Blue Star civilization that was affected by the chaos was destroyed. It's so hard to stay alive. Chen Yi could only sigh like this. Sir, that's all I know. Chen Yi responded, and then the old man exploded into a ball of blood mist. If it weren't for this group of people, he would be playing games in the apartment with the air conditioner blowing on, instead of fighting in these ruins. True. This group of people sent him a beacon, but Chen Yi got the beacon with his own strength, and it was not given as a gift by others. There was no need for him to be grateful. He doesn't intend to let go of any of these cosmic beings. The prompt of Beacon Mall was flashed. Points earned, 3000. Points balance, 6000. Chen Yi sat on the ruins. With the control of his thoughts, the Beacon Mall opened, displaying countless products in an extremely wide range of categories, from food and entertainment to science and technology, to weapons and human enhancement, etc., and even population and planet buying and selling can be found on it. In the true sense, everything is available, including resurrecting the dead. If you want to become stronger quickly, just buy abilities, genetic blood, etc. directly from here, but the price is relatively expensive. Chen Yi had 6,000 points and didn't have many things he could buy. He searched for it and found that the telekinesis powerful enough to crush the planet was actually worth 1 million points. Comparing the level assessment of abilities, equipment, and props in Guishu space, the first level destructive power can rival conventional thermal weapons, the second level destructive power can destroy a modern city, the third level destructive power is a surface disaster level, and the fourth level destructive power is to destroy the planet level. At most, Chen Yi's points could only be used to purchase second-tier products in the Beacon Mall. Thinking of Guishu space, he quickly realized a problem. The abilities and items obtained from the Guishu space can be brought back to the Blue Star world, but can the abilities and items purchased from the Beacon Mall be brought into the Guishu space? If not, it means that in order to maximize the effective points, Chen Yi will not be able to directly purchase abilities and equipment props, otherwise it will be a waste. With Guishu space on one side and Beacon Mall on the other, Chen Yi understood that this was an amazing opportunity. If he used it well, he would be able to take off directly by stepping on his left foot, then his right foot, and then his right foot. You'll know after you try it. Without further ado, Chen Yi immediately purchased two of the cheapest items in the Beacon Mall, a useless ability and an almost completely useless piece of equipment. Consumption of 200 points. Points balance, 5800. Putting the equipment into the portable space, Chen Yi immediately returned to the Guishu space. Facts have proved that his guess was correct. After entering the Guishu space, his ability to purchase in the Beacon Mall disappeared. The equipment in the portable space also disappeared, and even the interface of the Beacon Mall could not be opened. Returning to Blue Star, the purchased abilities and equipment appeared again. If there is such a concept as personality, then it seems that the personality of Guishu space must be above that of Beacon Mall. The Blue Star universe is a world anchored by Guishu space. It is impossible for Guishu space not to know about the existence of Beacon Mall. Since Guishu space allows it to exist, Chen Yi used it liberally. After his guess was confirmed, Chen Yi also figured out how to maximize the use of points, which was to use them to develop his existing abilities or purchase knowledge. His abilities were originally obtained in the Guishu space, but there should be no problem in developing them further using the skills purchased from the Beacon Mall. A stream of light fell from the sky and hit Chen Yi accurately. Boom. The dazzling firelight shines like the sun and rises slowly. Click. 2 kilometers away, a highly mechanized cosmic terraformer was suspended in midair. The floating structures surrounding her made her look like a god. Compared with hard training, mechanical transformation is obviously more cost-effective. As long as the brain is retained, other parts and weapons can be replaced at any time. Many cosmic beings like to carry out mechanical transformation on themselves, and this one is obviously one of them, and it is a rather advanced kind of transformation. Hit the target. The mechanical girl's voice was calm. Since she did not receive the points prompt from the Beacon Mall, she was sure that this attack did not successfully annihilate the target. Buzz. In an instant, the air vibrated, invisible power of thought swept over, and the mechanical girl suddenly appeared with a dazzling red light at the moment when she could not move. 0-point ability field, release. Boom. The space shook violently, and a very powerful force was released from the body of the mechanical girl. The floating structure flowed with light like blood, and the force field that opened up broke away Chen Yi's telekinesis. Beep beep beep. A huge energy reaction detected. The target is extremely dangerous. The mechanical girl was extremely alert. Chen Yi's leisurely figure emerged from the rising fireball. Seeing that the mechanical girl had the power to resist, she couldn't help but be a little surprised. But that's just surprise. Worried that using too much force would alarm others, Chen Yi had been holding back his strength since returning to Blue Star, not even 1/10, not 1% of his strength. Chen Yi is not a person who is sloppy in battle. He will never hesitate when it is time to strike. A dead enemy is the best enemy, and he will not hold back even a little bit. Buzz. He stretched out his hand and grasped it, and a large amount of telekinesis was released and turned into a light blue color after being gathered together. If the power the mechanical girl faced before was 10, then Chen Yi's power now was 100. The 0-point ability field that was struggling to hold on collapsed instantly, and the floating structures flashing with red light were destroyed one after another. The mechanical girl spoke quickly, her tone still as calm as ever. Your Excellency, I am willing to surrender to you. Chen Yi was not interested in responding. The surging telekinesis instantly exploded the mechanical girl into a pile of scattered parts, and the collapsed power furnace surged out with astonishing energy. Boom. The powerful light exploded, swallowing up all the parts of the mechanical girl. Points earned, 20,000. Points balance, 25,800. It can be seen from the points that the mechanical girl's strength is not on the same level as the knights and the old man. I just don't know if there are stronger cosmic beings on the Blue Star. While sensing the surrounding beacons, Chen Yi used the voice of all things to understand the movements of the surrounding cosmic beings. He soon had a target. He needed to understand the strength level of these cosmic beings to avoid a blackout. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye, and Chen Yi killed many cosmic beings. So far, he has not encountered a particularly strong opponent. Only a handful of these cosmic beings killed were beacon holders, so Chen Yi the points are not accumulated quickly. Points balance, 64,000. He could sense the location of the beacon holders on Blue Star, but Chen Yi would not rush over rashly until he understood their strength. With the help of them all, there is no doubt that the beacon holders are the strongest group of people in the universe, and all of them are fierce gods who came from the mountains of corpses and seas of blood, so they cannot be taken lightly. It is better to be cautious than to die recklessly. Through the battle traces left by those cosmic people, Chen Yi could use the sound of all things to judge their approximate strength. Coupled with the information he got from the cosmic people recently, he had some general understanding. There are many developed civilizations in the universe, but in terms of individual combat power, most of them are actually not much higher. Under normal circumstances, someone who can destroy a city by himself is considered a powerful person. As for the powerful people with the power to destroy planets, they are basically rare. Of course, it is also possible that this group of shrimp soldiers and crab generals cannot come into contact with them. Anyway, they have never seen them very often. It is still unknown whether any of the cosmonauts who have descended on Blue Star are capable of exploding stars or even stronger ones. Chen Yisheng is observing in secret. The fire was dancing on the ruins, and Chenyi set up a fire to barbecue. The natural ecology of Blue Star was completely destroyed, and it was not easy to catch animals to barbecue. Chenyi's situation is very special. He is obviously extremely strong. Although his body has been strengthened in all aspects, he is still within the scope of human beings. You will still be hungry if you don't eat. At this time, a little boy with a tough head poked his head out from behind the ruins. His mouth watered as he looked at the barbecue on the fire, but he immediately shrank back after seeing Chenyi. Chenyi took a look, picked up the barbecue and started eating. If you want to eat, come and get it yourself. The appearance of many cosmic beings is not much different from that of Blue Star humans. It is difficult for ordinary people to judge their identity, but the voice of all things will not lie to others. This is a Blue Star human child. After a while, the little boy was sitting in front of the fire, holding a roast rabbit and devouring it. He stopped while eating and asked Chenyi, "Uncle, can I take away what I can't finish?" "It doesn't matter. Thank you, uncle." The boy was extremely happy. After eating, the boy brought the barbecue and bowed deeply to Chenyi to express his gratitude. Being able to eat barbecue in the apocalypse was probably the greatest happiness. Chenyi is not so great and selfless that he plans to be the nanny of the humans on Blue Star, but he is prepared to take care of these cosmic beings on Blue Star by himself. After eating, Chenyi listened to the sounds of all things in the ruins and unexpectedly found an underground building. It would be difficult to detect the existence of this underground building without deliberately using his mind to sense the underground. The -1 to -3 floors of the building had completely collapsed due to the fighting on the surface, and the -4 to -5 floors were completely idle. There were no survivors until the -6 floors. This underground building is very large, with a total of 20 floors. It is still operating normally from the 6th floor to the 20th floor. The electricity and water supply are completely normal and sufficient to be self-sufficient. Chenyi walked around and found a botanical garden, an insect breeding room, and even a protein production line. Insects are rich in protein, but the taste is not very good, but in the end of the world, if you can supplement protein, what is there to be picky about? He was wandering around here by himself, but the survivors in the underground building were frightened. The surveillance camera clearly captured the intruder Chenyi, and they were taking countermeasures at this time. Monitoring room. A middle-aged man made emergency arrangements. Let everyone take refuge in the safe house immediately. Remember, no matter what happens, don't come out until the signal is lifted. With that said, the middle-aged man looked at the monitoring screen again. Where are they now? -20 floors. He entered Professor Sun's laboratory. The equipment on the -20th floor is very advanced. It can be seen that this was a high-end laboratory before the end of the world, and it is still operating normally at this time. Many column-type culture chambers are displayed in the laboratory, and embryos that do not look like humans are curled up in the nutrient solution with their young hearts beating. The growth of life is incredible, isn't it? A gray-haired old man stopped what he was doing, looked up and saw Chenyi's appearance. He didn't react much, but smiled and chatted with him. He is Professor Sun, the top person in charge of this underground building and the organizer of this survivor base. He is a bioengineering researcher. Although he is old, he still has a straight back and a strong body. Chenyi looked at the little life in the training cabin and said, "Its development is somewhat abnormal, its heart is too weak, and it will die if it continues to grow." The voice of all things told him that these were genetically modified humans created by Professor Sun using biotechnology to collect genes from people in the universe, and they still had major flaws. Professor Sun was surprised. "Can you tell?" Chenyi looked at the other transformed people with great interest. They were in various stages, and the most mature one was almost reaching adulthood. There is a saying that there is something special about the cosmic people who can come to Blue Star. Many of them do have very special genes. If Professor Sun could integrate the advantages of these genes, he would definitely be able to create a very powerful genetically modified person. Ideas are ideas, and it is not easy to achieve this. It is too difficult to achieve this with human technology and knowledge. Unless a miracle happens. The two people who met for the first time were chatting in the laboratory. Maybe they were in a good mood. Chenyi talked a bit too much today. Soon, Chenyi returned to the surface with a jar of insect protein. He tried to take a bite. It was not as unpleasant as expected, but it was a little sticky. It would be nice to have a different taste. Sensing the direction of a certain beacon holder, Chenyi came to the beach and looked across the blue waves, but a huge black shadow passed under the sea. Chenyi is sensing the position of others, and other beacon holders can also sense his position. As soon as they sense that an enemy is approaching, the other party is ready to fight. Boom! Waves tens of meters high arose in the sea, and a terrifying beast with a ferocious appearance jumped out of the sea and rushed towards Chenyi, as if a huge mountain had fallen. Chenyi couldn't figure out how this thing came to Blue Star. Buzz! The violent mental power directly crushed the limbs of the giant beast, and the blue flesh exploded, dyeing the sea water even bluer. The giant beast fell to the ground with a cry. Bang! The huge behemoth landed on the shore and created a wave of waves. Chenyi stepped on the behemoth's head, his tone cold and brooking no resistance. Tell me, who is the strongest among the cosmonauts who came to the Blue Star? Quote. The giant beast secretly thought that he was unlucky. He immediately realized that this was an invincible strong man, and said honestly, as far as I know, it should be the terrifying dragon girl. The dragon girl. The black dragon is an extremely warlike race in the universe. This is roughly what it means in your Blue Star language. She is very strong. It is said that it is so strong that it can sink continental plates. I have never dared to approach the area where she is. Quote. Sinking the continental plate. At this level, Chenyi can still handle it. Any more. No more. Bang. With a violent shock of telekinesis, the giant beast exploded into a ball of blue blood mist. Although this giant beast's expressive power was not very good, its strength was not weak at all. Points earned. 30,000. Points balance. 94,000. Chenyi originally thought that he might not meet the terrifying dragon girl mentioned by the giant beast so soon, but luck is really hard to say. A few days later, a female dragon man wearing red scales was hovering in the sky like a king. Among them, his eyes were stern, exuding an aura of dominance. Violent, vicious, and bloodthirsty. This was Chenyi's first impression of the dragon girl. He had learned about the appearance and characteristics of the dragon girl from other people in the universe, so he naturally recognized her identity now. The scary dragon girl and Chenyi looked at each other from a distance, their fighting spirit boiling, but Chenyi didn't really want to make a move. To be honest, I don't really want to make a move with you. If possible, how about pretending that I have never met you? He knew that his words were in vain, and he had to fight if he should. The black dragon girl didn't seem to be the kind of person who was easy to talk to. He just didn't want to make too much noise and expose his own strength. Boom. The scary dragon girl didn't answer, but responded with actions. She flapped her wings behind her and flew towards Chenyi quickly after exploding a sonic boom. However, Chenyi was faster than him, and before he could react, the terrifying dragon girl was blown away by a powerful force of thought. Chenyi's figure flashed, and he grabbed the terrifying dragon girl's face in midair and pushed it into the sea. Boom. The speed of the two of them was so fast that only a shadow could be seen. The terrifying dragon girl was thrown into the sea, and the terrifying force instantly caused a stormy wave tens of meters high. Chenyi pinned the horrible dragon girl to the bottom of the sea and allowed her to be unable to break away no matter how hard she tried. Since he wanted to fight, he just had to show his fighting power just enough to beat her to pieces. The terrifying dragon girl stared with an expression full of disbelief. In the dim seabed, Chenyi's strong mental power vibrated, and her eyes glowed with a faint blue light. Buzz. The power of thought swayed, and the sea currents surged violently, as if a heavy hammer hit the sea bed, and a huge crack suddenly opened. The terrifying dragon girl spurted out a mouthful of blood and spread out in the sea water, and the whole person was blasted deep into the crack on the seabed. I don't know how much time passed. Two figures burst out from the sea. The dragon girl was seriously injured all over her body. She was in extreme embarrassment. Not only was an arm broken, but a hole was punched through her abdomen. The terrifying dragon girl licked the blood from the corner of her mouth, not caring about her injuries at all, and even felt her blood boiling and extremely excited. Who are you? A strong person like you will never be unknown in the universe. Chenyi did not respond to the question of the black dragon girl, but asked, among the cosmic beings who have come to this planet, is there anyone stronger than you? The terrifying dragon girl grinned, full of rage. At least tell me your name. As she said that, she ripped off her broken arm and threw it into the sea. The recovery power of the dragon was average, and the broken arm could not heal itself in a short time. It was really annoying to keep it hanging like this. Forget it. What a pity. There is no surrender or escape in the dictionary of the Black Dragon, only death in battle. Even if she is seriously injured, the Black Dragon girl will still fight Chen Yi to the end and never back down. After a while, the horrible dragon girl was lying on the ground dying. This was probably the most heartwarming and passionate battle she had ever experienced in her life, but it was also the most desperate battle. The gap in strength is too big, and there is no hope of winning at all. Xingyan. What? The tone of the Black Dragon girl was extremely weak. Don't you want to know if there is anyone stronger than me on this planet? I heard that Xingyan has also arrived on this planet. Xingyan. A white-haired man who likes to use red steel swords. Rumor has it that he has the power to cut apart planets. I really want to compete with him. The voice of the terrifying dragon girl became weaker and weaker until it completely disappeared. Points earned. 70,000. Points balance. 164000. Red steel. White-haired man. The words of the scary dragon girl made Chen Yi fall into deep thought. He took out the long knife with a faint blood-red blade from his personal space and thought of the white-haired man who almost killed him. Is he Xingyan? The characteristics and weapons were matching, but Chen Yi was sure that the other party did not have the strength to cut open the planet. He still remembered that the white-haired man said before he died that he would come back to find him. There was only one possibility. The person who died in Chen Yi's hands was not Xingyan himself, but perhaps just one of his clones or a clone. Is he in Blue Star himself? Or is he still on his way to Blue Star? Chen Yi is more inclined to the second possibility. If Xingyan's body is on the Blue Star, there is no reason to find Chen Yi. For a strong man who can cut stars, the distance within the planet is not a problem at all. Having said that, it is difficult to determine the level of Xingyan's strength based only on the description of the horrible dragon girl. It is not known whether he is a star slayer or above. Before understanding Xingyan's strength, Chen Yi felt that there were still some risks. He looked at the 160,000 points in Beacon Mall and estimated that his strength should be improved a lot. After sifting through the products in the Beacon Mall, Chen Yi selected a knowledge-based product called In-Depth Psychological Development Manual, after a long time. Worth 150,000 points. That's it. Chen Yi decisively bought it. Consumption of 150,000 points. Successful purchase. In-Depth Development Manual of Telekinesis. Points balance. 14,000. Any power and equipment props that are not from the Guishu space cannot be brought into the Guishu space. Therefore, Chen Yi can only buy knowledge and skills products in the Beacon Mall. Chen Yi's own mental power is extremely powerful, but he has always lacked a deeper understanding and application of his own power. The manual for the in-depth development of mental power is just right for him. After the purchase was successful, a flow of information poured into Chen Yi's mind. There was no learning process or even any pain. He directly mastered all the contents and techniques in the in-depth development manual of telekinesis, as if he had practiced it countless times. This is the power of Beacon Mall. Buzz. Countless development techniques flowed through Chen Yi's mind, and Chen Yi's mental power was trembling, repeating the process of spreading and condensing. As he compressed his mental power over and over again, the invisible mental power gradually rippled, showing a bright blue color. The light ripples around like waves. There are various kinds of energy in the universe, such as chemical energy, nuclear energy, dark energy, void energy, vacuum zero-point energy, spiritual energy, and so on. The common point is that only by efficiently utilizing this energy can greater destructive power be unleashed. Because of this, there is often a huge gap in strength among people of the same magnitude. How can a person who can only exert 10% of his own energy efficiency beat a person who can explode with 100% energy efficiency? In the universe, all powers originating from the spirit and soul are called spiritual energy, and mind power is one of them, and it is the most widely used spiritual energy in the universe. The techniques that Chen Yi developed before were not in-depth enough. He has always thought about compressing his telekinesis to increase its concentration and intensity, but it was impossible to do it. The techniques here were too complicated. Now he has mastered the in-depth telekinesis development manual. Skills, he finally did it. The higher the concentration of telekinesis, the higher the intensity, which means that Chen Yi's defense, strength and destructive power will be further improved, and its importance is self-evident. Buzz. The bright blue tide of telepathy spread crazily, and then compressed back fiercely. Every time it was compressed, the intensity of Chen Yi's telepathy became stronger. Because Chen Yi's own mental power was too strong, the pressure he could exert on himself was also terrifying. It took him 10 times to compress it before reaching the limit. The excessive spiritual energy overflow caused the surrounding air to vibrate violently, and the rocks shattered like tofu, and then floated in midair. Call. Chen Yi breathed a sigh of relief. The compression process was quite laborious, but the result was very surprising. After 10 compressions, his telekinesis intensity increased by a terrifying 10 times. If the strength of his telekinesis was like that of hemp rope before, then now it is like steel or even diamond, and it also has almost infinite toughness. The rich bright blue telepathy returned to its transparent color after being compressed to the extreme, and there was no difference at all from before. Certainly. The process is reversible. When Chen Yi releases his telekinesis power, the compressed telekinesis power will expand rapidly, and the coverage area will not become smaller. Moreover, due to the additional expansion process, the destructive power becomes stronger. Psychic. Chen Yi felt his own telekinesis, and for the first time he learned about the concept of psychic power from the in-depth telepathy development manual. According to the development manual, people with stronger psychic powers have stronger willpower and mental power, and spirituality and mind control. Class abilities have the least effect on this type of people, or may even have no effect at all. Because this type of people have the strongest minds and hearts in the entire universe. However, if you want to completely defend against such attacks, you still have to be fully prepared. According to the techniques in the development manual, Chen Yi controlled his mind power to build an indestructible mental defense outside his brain, so that it was foolproof. Unless the enemy can break through Chen Yi's mental barrier, he cannot break through his mental defense. For Chen Yi, there is not much difference between the two. It is just that one has his body destroyed, the other has his spirit destroyed, or his spiritual energy changes. Strong people control their minds and become puppets. And psionics also have a particularly important role, which is that they have extremely powerful restraint and damage effects on ghosts or strange beings. Ghosts and strange beings rely on fear and spiritual energy to survive. Psychic energy is the nemesis of such existences. There are many such beings in the universe. Unless one's own psionic energy is particularly strong, ghosts will only encounter those with psionic abilities. Hide as far as you can. At the same time, on a certain ruin on Blue Star, a little boy who came out to look for food found a red egg under the ruins. The surface of the egg was scaly and very hard. What kind of egg is this? The boy wanted to crack the egg open, but found that it was surprisingly hard. After smashing it for a long time, no trace was left, so he took it away out of curiosity. In the dark and deep starry sky of the universe, somewhere in the universe, there are large pieces of wreckage of space battleships floating. Countless people from the universe were exposed to the vacuum of the universe and were frozen into popsicles. The plasma thruster emitted a bright blue light, and a medium-sized spaceship passed by this area. It was startled when it saw it. Is this the wreckage of a star destroyer? Is that the planetary forge? Has there ever been a large-scale space war here? As soon as you hear the name, you will know the Star Destroyer. It only takes one shot of the main gun to light up a planet into a cosmic firework. The planet furnace is even more powerful. It can directly crush the entire planet and use it as fuel, and then use the planet's valuable the minerals are extracted directly, and the efficiency is not generally high. There was a signal source on the radar. In the bridge of the spacecraft, computer statistics showed that about 3 star destroyers had been completely destroyed, along with a planetary furnace. This is already an astonishing asset in the universe. The average civilization, let alone building a star destroyer, cannot even afford 1/10 of the funds for the purchase. The planetary furnace will only be more expensive, almost equivalent to the price of 10 star destroyers. This thing can continuously produce a large amount of resources, so it is natural that it is expensive. Captain, we are rich. Someone in the spacecraft was very excited. Let's quickly take away all the valuable things from these wreckage before anyone discovers them. We will definitely make a lot of money. This is a star destroyer and a planetary furnace. Even if the equipment on it is dismantled and sold, there will be a lot of people rushing to get it on the black market, and it will definitely fetch a big price. Boom. Suddenly, the whole spacecraft shook violently, and the captain was startled. Did you hit the wreckage? No. There is no response on the radar, and the optical lens did not capture any targets. Sizzling. The situation was being reported on the bridge, but the crew of the spacecraft was heard yelling in terror from the communication channel. Report to the bridge, an intruder has been found. An intruder has been found. Boom. There was another loud noise, and the hard and thick metal material was easily broken open. A slash mark appeared on the side of the bridge, and a figure walked slowly from the slash mark. Long white hair. A faint blood-red color appeared on the long knife in his hand. Everyone, how about changing the next route? Click. A crack appeared on the scaly egg, as if it was about to hatch. In the dim space, the little boy was wrapped in a quilt and huddled in a narrow space under the ruins. It was extremely dangerous to sleep in a place that could collapse at any time. A dangerous thing, but this is almost the safest way to live in this ruins. The little boy stared at the egg in front of him with his bright eyes, very curious about what would hatch inside and whether he could eat it. Gulu. The boy touched his belly. So hungry. Looking at the egg that was about to hatch, his eyes brightened even more. Time flies, and it has been exactly 30 days since Chenyi returned to Blue Star from Guishu space. 1 month has passed, and a new space mission is about to begin. Sizzling. Chenyi's figure flashed into the Guishu space, and the time in the Blue Star world immediately stopped flowing. Looking at the scene in the space, it was quite lively. There is no way to avoid the monthly mandatory mission in Guishu space. The closer the mission starts, the more lively it will be in the space. When passing by Xiaoguo Boutique, Chenyi found that there were a lot of people crowded outside the store. They were noisy and didn't know what they were doing. They seemed to be playing games. On the square. Brother Xing. Haha, Brother Xing, I'll treat you to a drink when you come back. Why did you set up flag? Beat him. Oh no 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 no. Zhou Tong was carrying a large travel bag, which was filled with various survival tools and food. As a newcomer, he had no money to buy space props, so he could only live in such shabby conditions. He looked at the time on the interface and counted down silently. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When 24 hours passed, an interface popped up in front of a batch of returnees such as Chen Yi, Zhou Tong, and Xing Zhe. Information pops up on the interface. Task type. Anchor task. Task difficulty. Level 1. Exploring the root cause of the destruction and dilapidation of the unknown world as a process of anchoring the world in Guishu space. Once the main mission is completed, it means that the mission world is completely anchored. In addition, although Chen Yi's strength has reached the 4th level, every 3 anchoring tasks in the Return to Ruins space will only allow returners to perform an advanced task. Before the advancement, Chen Yi was a first-level returner, and the tasks he had to perform were the difficulty is naturally level 1. In an instant, a large number of people disappeared from the space. Sizzling. Chen Yi appeared on the roof of a building. Main mission Phase 1. This world is frequently attacked by star beasts. Before finding out the reason, please be sure to kill a star beast to prove your strength. Task reward. 300 points. Task begins. Name. Chen Yi. Level. First level. Points. 0. Ability. Psychokinesis LV10, Danger Perception LV1, Extreme Explosion LV1, Night Vision LV1, Survival of the Fittest LV2, Voice of All Things LV1, New Humanity LV1. Items. Portable Space 1000 cubic meters, Barrier Windbreaker Level 3, Seal of Gaia, Zombie Virus Serum, G4 Virus, Original Virus. The space of Return to Ruins is very generous. Although it will not reward returners with any abilities or equipment, as long as the abilities and items obtained by returners based on their abilities are allowed to be brought to the mission world, even zombies all the viruses have been brought here. This junk is worthless in space, but it is undeniable that this thing is really harmful to human civilization. If you are not careful, it will cause a catastrophe in the mission world. Different from the unique main mission in the novice world, this time the main mission is phased. In this way, as long as the returnees can complete the phase mission, they can get point rewards. Chen Yi looked at the description of the main mission. Star Beast. Do you want to fight monsters in this world? The interface continues to refresh information. Target terminal detected. Plug-in being installed. Installation completed. Upgrade options are randomly selected. Random option. Star Beast. Star Beast options loaded. Chen Yikai wondered what the Star Beast was, so the plug-in loaded a Star Beast for him. A ray of light flashed, and a soft, round, white ball appeared at his feet. Woo! This Star Beast is only the size of a football, and it is really round like a ball. It is pure white in color. Its two eyes are like black sesame seeds dotted on glutinous rice balls. It has no arms or tail, only two round eyes. The feet, if you don't look carefully, you really can't see them. Chen Yi pondered for a moment, wondering if killing this gadget would immediately complete the main mission of Phase 1. He thought for a while and decided to give it a name first. I'll call you Wongkai from now on. Woo! Wongkai seemed to be able to understand Chen Yi's words. His little eyes narrowed into a thin line and he rolled around with joy, so much so that Chen Yi had the urge to kick him. It really looks like a ball. This little fat man's feet were just two balls, and he didn't even have knees at all. He swayed left and right as he walked. Miraculously, he ran very fast. Star Beast. Prosperous wealth. Type. Pet. Level. First level. Explanation. This is a special star beast that can swallow alien beasts and evolve infinitely, and its ruler can share all the power it possesses. After reading Wongkai's data, Chen Yi understood that as long as Wongkai continued to devour the beasts and evolve, he, as the ruler, could also become stronger and stronger. The reason why I don't feel anything now is because Wongkai hasn't swallowed any strange beasts yet, and is just a harmless mascot now. Immediately afterwards, a series of upgrade tasks were refreshed. Upgrade Mission 1. Kill one level 1 star beast. The star beast option will increase by 1 level. Upgrade Mission 2. Kill one level 2 star beast. The star beast option will increase by 1 level. Upgrade Mission 3. Kill a level 3 star beast, and the star beast option increases by 1 level. Upgrade Mission 10. Kill a level 10 star beast, and the star beast option increases by 1 level. A total of 10 upgrade tasks. Ignore the main quests and upgrade quests for now. The most important thing now is to understand the background and situation of this world first, and then make plans. Woo! Wongkai leaned at Chen Yi's feet, squinting his eyes like a dumpling. Although he was not big, it was still a bit troublesome to carry Wongkai around the streets like this. Is there a way to hide yourself? Woo! Wongkai turned over and thought for a moment as if he didn't understand. Then he ran away with his short legs and disappeared. He didn't know where he went. Woo! Half a round eye carefully poked out from the corner of the wall. Its small sesame-like eyes looked directly at Chen Yi, probably asking if this would work. The gadget was unexpectedly good at hiding it. If his mind power hadn't been locked on Wongkai, Chen Yi wouldn't have known where it was hiding. Can. Woo. After receiving the affirmation, Wongkai hid it again. It is obviously different from the world during the novice mission. This world does not have a large-scale devastating disaster, but it can be seen that this world is heading towards destruction. The advertising screen on the street was playing a piece of news. The news was about a city that had been attacked. The picture was extremely tragic and was almost completely in ruins. One day ago, Rong'an City was attacked by a level 4.5 star beast, which caused extremely serious casualties. The Starkillers who arrived later had a fierce battle with it, and finally succeeded in killing the star beast after paying a heavy price. It is a pity that Rong'an City is the main battlefield, and more than 80% of the destroyed area has been destroyed. After the Federation decided to abandon Rong'an City, the survivors will be resettled in other cities. After discussion, the Federation named this unprecedented super star beast Wylong. With a height of 84 meters and a body length of 137 meters, Wylong is the largest star beast to date. Chen Yi stopped and watched the news on the street. The people around him had visible fear and worry on their faces. They were very uneasy and wondered whether the city would be attacked in this way. Subsequently, He went to the library to look through old newspapers, as cautiously as he was on Blue Star. Before he understood the situation, Chenyi would not rashly release his telekinesis on a large scale to understand the situation, so as not to disturb something. Starting about 20 years ago, star beasts began to appear inexplicably all over the world. At the beginning, human thermal weapons still worked. However, as the star beasts that appeared became more and more powerful, conventional weapons gradually became ineffective. In addition, star beasts always appeared in the city, which made it impossible to use nuclear weapons easily. Later, they were used as a last resort in a disaster. Using nuclear weapons, although the star beasts were eliminated, it also caused horrific civilian casualties. Until one day, the Federation issued a statement, claiming that after research from various countries, mankind finally mastered the power of the star beasts. From then on, Starkiller was born. The so-called Starkillers, also known as Star Eaters, are a group of new humans who continuously gain strength by devouring the flesh and blood of star beasts. The individual combat power of Starkiller is strong enough to rival the star beast. It is precisely because of their existence that humans can kill the star beast more effectively. Over the years of dealing with star beasts, the Federation has accumulated a large amount of data, which is divided according to the strength of the energy contained in the star beasts. The weakest is level 1, and the strongest is the beast named Wylong that destroyed Rongan City. Star Beast, up to level 4.5. Certainly. Only temporarily. Over the past 20 years, the star beasts that have appeared have become stronger and stronger. The level of the strongest star beast will always be refreshed. From level 1 at the beginning to level 4.5 now, it is foreseeable that higher levels will appear in the future. Level 1 star beasts can be dealt with conventional tanks and other heavy weapons. At level 4.5, if there is no Starkiller, nuclear bombs will be necessary. It is almost inevitable that there will be star beasts capable of carrying nuclear bombs in the future. At that time, it will be the beginning of despair and the end of mankind. Boom. There was a loud noise in the bustling downtown, and people on the whole street stopped and immediately ran for refuge as the siren sounded. Alert! The star beast is coming. Alert! The star beast is coming. The coming of star beasts is a common occurrence for people in this world. They just hope that the energy level of the incoming star beasts is not so high. A fatal thing like refreshing the energy level record does not need to fall on them. Other than that, you just need to run as far as you can. Run quickly, you're still watching. Go to the nearest shelter. City center. The originally bustling commercial street was reduced to ruins in the blink of an eye. A 4 to 5 meter tall star beast was wreaking havoc, venting its violence wantonly. Roar. Chenyi stood on the ruins and looked at this star beast. He estimated that it was only level 1. It was not that huge in size and could not be compared to one that was tens of meters tall. Probably the weakest level of star beast. Said. Bang. Invisible thoughts swept across, and a huge blood hole suddenly exploded in the abdomen of this level 1 star beast. After a wailing cry, it fell to the ground. Chenyi stepped forward. The flesh and blood of the wound on the abdomen of the star beast was growing rapidly. If left unchecked, it would probably heal completely on its own very quickly, and its recovery ability was very strong. Star beasts generally have powerful self-healing abilities. The higher the energy level, the faster the recovery speed. They are extremely good at attrition warfare, which is extremely troublesome. Prosperous wealth. Hearing Chenyi's call, the god of fortune came staggeringly from the corner. The moment he opened his mouth, his whole body expanded rapidly, and then he swallowed the whole star beast in one mouthful. Well. Wonkai burped with satisfaction. Although it was only the size of a football, he was able to swallow the whole star beast in one mouthful, as if he had a space stomach bag. After swallowing the star beast, Wonkai immediately returned to his original shape. The size is amazing. Chenyi couldn't feel how much Wonkai's power had increased, but he could feel that after Wonkai swallowed the star beast, a surge of power poured into his body. In an instant, Chenyi's physique has been slightly strengthened. Strengthening success. Survival of the fittest LV 2.1 up arrow. New humanity LV 1.1 up arrow. Acquire ability. Star beast body LV 1. Mergeability detected. Merger completed. Ability acquired. Star Human LV 1.5. Due to the great overlapping effects of several abilities, after Chen Yi obtained the Star Beast's physique, he immediately merged it with the two abilities of survival of the fittest and new humanity. The ability of Star Human has all the functions of the previous three abilities, and after the fusion of the three abilities, an upgrade route to a more advanced life seems to have been born. Not only that. Upgrade Task 1 completed. Star Beast Options Upgrade. Star Beast LV2. Suddenly. A dazzling white light suddenly released from Wangkai's body, and his original power was boosted again at this moment, soaring a lot. Same. With the upgrade of Wangkai, Chen Yi, as the ruler, also shared its power. A wave of power poured into Chen Yi's body, and the new ability he had just gained was immediately upgraded. Star Human LV2 Up Arrow. Whether it is strength, speed or physical strength, or sensory abilities and resilience, or even sensitivity to energy, Chen Yi has been greatly improved. The power of Star Human LV2 is probably to the extent that Chen Yi can throw a car out without using his telekinesis, and it can run like a sports car. Chen Yi knew clearly that if he continued to upgrade in this mission world, he would become a higher level life soon, and he couldn't help but look forward to it. How powerful will he be by then? Woo! On the side, Wangkai got a cigar from nowhere. He bit it in his mouth and smoked it skillfully, looking like an old man with a lot of stories. Chen Yi was stunned. Will the star-devouring beast also affect Wangkai's character? You hide it first. Wangkai blew out a puff of smoke and walked calmly towards the shadow in the corner. His back seemed to be filled with stories, and he and Chen Yi were full of tacit understanding and trust between old friends. Halfway through, Wangkai deliberately stopped and turned around, turning half of his face. After a pause, he resolutely disappeared into the shadows in the corner, as if he was filming a movie. Chen Yi was quite speechless. Can this character change back? At the same time, the Star Beast monitoring department sounded an alarm, and the conspicuous red signal prompted frantically. The monitoring personnel's expressions changed drastically, and they hurriedly began to locate the source of the signal. Star Beast Alert. Location: Suyama City. Energy level. When they saw the energy level, the monitor's face turned pale, and then he raised his voice in great horror. Energy level 4.9. A level 4.9 Star Beast alarm has appeared in Jinshan City. Quickly, notify the senior Starkiller to fight. The people in the Star Beast monitoring department were simply unbelievable. A level 4.5 super powerful Star Beast had appeared just 2 days ago. As a result, Rong'an City was in ruins. Unexpectedly, another stronger one appeared so soon. That doesn't make sense. The monitor looked extremely solemn and said, the energy level record should not be refreshed so quickly. This is not in line with the rules we have monitored before. According to the research report of the Federation, the energy level of the Star Beast is indeed constantly improving, but it is a slow process. There is no reason to jump from level 4.5 to level 4.9 immediately, and the interval is only 2 days. This is a situation that has never occurred before. The reason why accidents are accidents is because they are unpredictable. That's just the rule we think we have. Level 4.9 is just one step away from level 5. When the entire monitoring department was tense to the extreme, Starkiller, who was the first to arrive, reported that there was no sign of any Star Beasts at the scene. What? There are no Star Beasts at the scene. Jinshan City, city center. 2 young men wearing Starkiller combat uniforms stood on the ruins of the commercial street and looked around. They only saw a pool of blood on the ground and nothing else. In fact, the first thing we received was the level 1 Star Beast alarm. Based on the situation on the scene, we can determine the scale of damage caused by the level 1 Star Beast. The person in charge of the monitoring department asked, are there no traces of fighting? Just a pool of blood. The head of the monitoring department was silent. Not only has the matter not been resolved, but it seems to have become more serious. A living level 4.9 Star Beast disappeared under their noses. If something goes wrong, the consequences will be disastrous. In fact, it was just the energy that escaped when Chen Yi took action was detected. To be honest, he was already suppressing his strength, otherwise the energy level would explode even more. After all, Chen Yi can easily crush a planet to explode. Minister, what should I do? Report to the Federation immediately. Less than 30 minutes. The Federation headquarters building located in the First Federation Central City held a high-level meeting as quickly as possible, and senior Starkillers who were unable to attend the meeting participated in the meeting online. The matter is urgent, so I will keep the story short. 30 minutes ago, a high-energy signal of level 4.9 appeared in Jinshan City. The whereabouts of the Star Beast are currently unknown, and it poses a high security risk. It is temporarily speculated that it has strong concealment capabilities. All high-energy Star Beasts that have appeared so far have been eliminated, and the real-time location of the Starkillers can be viewed by the Federation and Monitoring Department at any time. Based on these 2 points, it is basically certain that the newly emerged energy level reaction belongs to a certain Star Beast. The chief of the Federation briefly explained the situation and made arrangements immediately. Lucia, Jace, you two put aside what you are doing. I need you to rush to Jinshan City immediately. Once a situation arises, you will fight it immediately. Clear. Learn. In the online conference room, a blonde girl and a black-haired young man were wearing Starkiller combat uniforms, with ruins behind them. They had obviously just finished fighting. Both of them have high-level combat capabilities. Lucia is as high as level 4.3, and Jace is at level 4.2. They are both captain-level combat capabilities among the Starkillers. Once the Super Star Beast of Jinshan City appears, only Starkiller of this level can fight, and anyone else who rushes to it will be killed. The current situation is grim. Even if the fighting situation in various places is frequent and the combat power is tight, these two people must be mobilized. Moreover, the Federation has prepared for the worst, and these two people are just the advanced combat power. Besides, the chief of the Federation said decisively, "Bring that kid with Flash." Roar. On the ruins, a star beast more than 50 meters high roared up to the sky, and the sound waves it emitted turned into substantial shock waves that completely wiped out the surrounding buildings. Boom. 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 In the thick smoke, a flash of sword light passed by, and then a huge slash cut away the smoke. In an instant, the entire star beast was cut into 2 halves, and it fell to the ground. The star beast's brain was fatally injured, and it was already dead. I can't die anymore. Bang! Lucia landed on the ground and put the long knife in her hand back to her waist. A mere level 3.2 star beast was obviously as easy as chopping melons and vegetables for her kind of combat power. Any more? It's the last one, Captain. Star beasts are constantly appearing all over the world, and the Starkillers are simply too busy. Not only is their physical strength a problem, but the casualties are also tragic. Not all Starkillers have captain-level combat prowess. At this time, the sound of propellers was heard in the sky, and the strong wind stirred up a puff of smoke. Jess, who arrived first, said to Lucia, "I brought that kid Flash." Good. Lucia got on the helicopter together and rushed towards Jinshan City non-stop. It was only during the journey that they could take a good rest. On the helicopter, next to Jess was a kind and polite young man who always had a gentle smile on his face when talking to people. "Captain Lucia, please excuse me. It's just a mission." Lucia replied calmly. She has always had a good personality, but she just doesn't like this guy Flash. Although this guy looks pretty good on the surface, he is actually extremely arrogant. Lucia hates this kind of arrogance. Flash didn't look for trouble, he said hello and didn't speak anymore. To be honest, he was just used to doing superficial things, and he really looked down on Lucia and Jace in his heart. No. It should be said that he disdains everyone who is weaker than him. Flash is different from Lucia and Jace. He is not from this world. He is a returner and a member of the Supernova Legion, the top corps in the return space. Although he is just a newcomer, as a returnee, he has always felt that he is superior to others. In his heart, he never takes the people in the mission world seriously, only treating them as NPCs in the game. But he was very lucky. Many people from the Supernova Legion entered this mission world, and some even used their superpowers to control a certain high-level executive of the Federation in just one day. With the cooperation and operation of the members of the Supernova Legion, Flash, with the blessing of his own luck, successfully fused with the dragon and gained the power of the dragon. That's right. It was the level 4.5 star beast that destroyed Rongan City. The power of the Starkillers all comes from the star beasts. As long as they obtain the approval of the star beasts and their genes are compatible with the star beasts high enough, they can fuse with the star beasts, gain the power of the star beasts, and then live in symbiosis with the star beasts. News reports said that Veyron had been completely wiped out. In fact, Veyron was seriously injured in the battle in Rongan City and had to merge with Flash. Only then did it survive. The price was that its consciousness could only live in Flash's body. And the dominance of the body is completely controlled by the Flash. It's the equivalent of a mobile prison. This is the truth about the source of Starkiller's power. Regardless of combat skills and combat experience, Flash possesses the power of a mighty dragon and is undoubtedly the highest level Starkiller in combat power today. This is his confidence. They didn't get along for long, but Jess was more or less aware of Glitter's personality problems, and asked with a reminder, "How is the situation with Veyron? He's losing his temper." Flash smiled and said, "But it shouldn't be a problem. I'll be honest after a while. As soon as possible." Jace is experienced as a Starkiller, and he understands the Chief's intention of arranging for Flash to accompany him, but Flash's experience as a Starkiller is still too immature, especially when it comes to dealing with the issue of star beasts. His attitude is too casual. It really worried Jace. He reminded again. "Seriously, solve this problem as soon as possible, otherwise you may be taken advantage of by Wylong at any time, and the consequences will be disastrous." In order to fight against Veyron, the Starkiller team suffered heavy losses. Jace did not want to fight Veyron again. He hoped that Veyron could become a fighting force rather than a resistance. "I see." Flash nodded. Jess was a little helpless. This man didn't listen at all. Main mission Phase 1 complete. Points obtained. 300. Main mission Phase 2. Just killing one star beast is not enough. Please assist or take the initiative to kill 10 level 1 star beasts to prove your strength. Task reward. 1000 points. The main mission is not in a hurry to explore the origin of the birth of the star beasts. It seems to be providing welfare to the returnees, just clear the monsters without thinking. Fortunately, there are a lot of star beasts in this world. In Jinshan City alone, Chenyi encountered 2 star beast attacks in just a few days, and the star beasts that appeared were both level 1. After experiencing an upgrade, Chenyi understood that Wangkei's upgrade seemed to be a substantial improvement on his current original strength. In this case, he had better let Wangkai swallow a large number of star beasts to grow until after it is difficult to improve. You can choose to complete the upgrade task, so that you can maximize your strength. The stronger the wealth is, the stronger he is. Logically, there is no problem at all. This is what Chenyi thinks and does. That is to say, before completing the upgrade task, he will let Wangkai devour as many low-level star beasts as possible. By the way, complete the main mission. To be honest, Chenyi didn't even care about the main mission. The rewards from the main mission were nothing compared to the generous upgrade rewards from the upgrade mission. Jinshan City. Boom. 3 level 1 star beasts fell to the ground one after another and were dying. When the 2 Starkillers who came to fight were preparing to completely finish off the 3 star beasts, a sudden change occurred. "Hey, kill them quickly." Bang. Bang. Before one of the Starkillers finished speaking, an overwhelming sense of oppression fell from the sky. An invisible force suddenly pressed the 2 of them to the ground, unable to move, as if there was a huge mountain pressing on their backs. The 2 of them were immediately horrified. What happened? Are there any other star beasts? When they were frightened, footsteps sounded. They wanted to raise their heads to check the situation, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't see anything except the footsteps. Then there was a creepy swallowing sound, as if something was devouring the 3-headed star beast, which made the 2 Starkillers turn pale and dare not speak at all. At the same time, the communication channel of the 2 Starkillers came from the monitoring department's crazy roar. On the 45th and 46th, a 4.9 level star beast signal was detected on site. What is the specific situation? Please report it immediately. Please report it immediately. One of the Starkillers couldn't care too much and was about to risk his life to report the situation, but the invisible pressure exerted on him suddenly disappeared. The 2 people stood up immediately. When they saw it, they immediately found that the 3-headed star beast was no longer there. Thinking of the creepy swallowing sound just now, the 2 people's expressions were ugly. Report to the monitoring department. Other side. Well. Wonkai followed Chenyi with short legs, wearing a big gold chain around his neck, and burped loudly. Chenyi had completely confirmed that Wonkai would show different personalities according to the taste of the star beast. There will also be slight changes in appearance or decoration. This time it's a gangster character. After devouring 3 level 1 star beasts at once, Wonkai's power was greatly improved. A force immediately poured into Chenyi's body, and the star human was improved. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 2.3 up arrow. Star Human LV 2.3 up arrow. In the past few days, Wonkai devoured 6 star beasts, and Chenyi's star human rose up by 0.3 levels. According to Wonkai's growth rate, he planned to complete the second upgrade task when the star human reached LV 2.5. As the level 1 star beast devoured more and more, the growth rate of Wonkai became slower and slower. Although it can be devoured infinitely, there is no need to waste too much time, it is almost enough. Hide it. Wonkai shook the big gold chain around his neck and walked into the shadow of the corner with a flowing step. Although this gadget looked harmless to humans and animals, its current combat effectiveness was quite good. It's a pity that these level 1 star beasts didn't explode anything. According to the type of this world, they may be able to get some good equipment this time. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet began to shake. Chenyi thought that another star beast was attacking Jinshan City, but then he realized that it was just an earthquake. An earthquake of very low intensity. But, as the earthquake's shock waves spread to the ground, under the influence of the sound of all things ability, what Chenyi heard was the mournful sound of the planet beneath his feet. His expression condensed. The planet is mourning. The information conveyed by the shock wave was very limited, and Chenyi could not get more information from it, nor could he know the reason for the mourning of the planet. Because of humans? Or is it because of the star beast? Chenyi was a little suspicious. Could it be Gaia's consciousness causing trouble again? There was too little information to analyze any valuable content. Chenyi put these concerns aside for the time being. He only needed to upgrade silently. It's not advisable to get too far ahead at this time. If Gaia's consciousness is really adjusting the natural balance, it will be troublesome if it is noticed. Chenyi is not afraid of the Gaia consciousness of this planet, he is afraid of the Gaia consciousness of this universe. The levels of these two things are completely different. A few hours later, Lucia and the others rushed to Jinshan City. At the scene of the battle, Lucia was understanding the situation with number 45 and No. 46. Their mission is to find the whereabouts of the superstar beast and fight it with all their strength when necessary. It is too dangerous to let it go like this. Footsteps. Right. We're pretty sure those were human footsteps. Hear the words. Lucia's expression was extremely solemn, and no surveillance equipment captured the scene. If it was true as the two Starkillers said, it would be serious. She speculated. This star beast may have the ability to imitate human form. In other words, unlike the star beasts with huge bodies in the past, he should look like us humans. It's not abilities like mimicry and invisibility, but it's a complete transformation into a human form, mingling among millions of ordinary people in Jinshan City. This is no ordinary thorny issue. It's just a guess. It may not really be a humanoid star beast. As he spoke, Jace sniffed the surrounding air with his nose and nodded affirmatively. One thing is certain, 4 star beasts did appear here. The smell of star beasts is different from that of humans. Jace's sense of smell is different from ordinary people, and he is confident that he will not make mistakes on this point. Flash looked at the surrounding environment and speculated, even if it is not a humanoid star beast, it is not much bigger. As long as it is more than 5 meters tall, it is basically a giant. The surrounding buildings are not high and cannot block it. Body shape. The most important thing is that, except for the 3 level 1 star beasts, there are no traces of other large-scale biological activities at the scene. Basically, Lucia's guess is about the same. Besides, Lucia asked again, is it hunting other star beasts? Yes. The 2 Starkillers nodded and said, this is the 3rd similar incident in Jinshan City, and we are both convinced that what we heard was the swallowing sound of some kind of creature. Lucia and Jace looked at each other. This was their first time encountering such a situation. Why would such a super high-level star beast devour a low-level star beast? Eating. Or grow. If it was the second situation, Lucia would feel horrified. No matter what, they would find and clean up this star beast as soon as possible. Jace, it's up to you. I try my best. Since the scent of the star beast is still present at the scene, it's easy to handle. Jace only needs to follow the path of the scent residue, and maybe he can catch the star beast. Other side. Chenyi was leisurely watching the news reports on the street. Sitting on the chair, he looked like a social idler with nothing to do. It was rare to enjoy this peaceful moment. Although he did not release his telepathy on a large scale, the sound of all things alone was enough to understand the surrounding situation. The appearance of Lucia and others made Chenyi realize that the Federation was already looking for him. Maybe he would later. There has been some contact with the Federation and Starkiller, but not yet. Wonkai, take them for a walk. Ah. Secretly, Wonkai responded and started walking around with a big gold chain, relying on his strong concealment ability to escape the three of them. One day later. Bang! The manhole cover of the sewer was pushed open, and Jace and the three of them, who were stinking terribly, got out of it. Jace frowned and said, "It's deliberately teasing us." Lucia was equally aware of this. "We've been discovered." Flash suggested. "Think of another way. This is not the way to go. At least it is basically certain that this star beast is very small, otherwise it will not be able to get into the sewer. At least there is one thing to be thankful for." Jace said. "Fortunately, this star beast's desire for destruction is not very strong, and it does not harm humans wantonly." Lucia was silent about this. Not only once did she ask about the star beast that coexisted in her body. The star beast was full of desire for destruction and destruction since its consciousness was born. Even if it has self-awareness, it is difficult to restrain its own desire for destruction. This star beast is completely different from the previous ones. It is very smart, knows how to hide, and can restrain its desire for destruction. These special features make people even more worried. 3 days ago, a super star beast with an energy level of up to 4.3 attacked XX City, 600 kilometers away, causing serious civilian casualties and building damage. In the news report, the host was reporting on the latest star beast attack. As time goes by, the frequency of ultra-high energy star beasts seems to be increasing. Level 4.3. The uncle sitting aside just sighed. It's a little lower than the Veyron. Star beast attacks occurred frequently, and people in this world were so surprised that they were numb. The uncle looked at Chenyi and said, "Young man, was your home also destroyed by a star beast?" Chenyi was stunned. I knew it as soon as I saw it." The uncle took out a sandwich from his briefcase and handed it to Chenyi. He leaned on the chair and said a little decadently, "I've been seeing you around when I go to and from get off work for a few days. Most likely you are homeless." "Thanks." Chenyi took the sandwich from his uncle but didn't eat it. "You've got off work, aren't you going home yet?" "No more." The uncle's resentment almost turned into reality. "When I came back from work, I found that my house was destroyed by the star beast. Obviously there were not many buildings destroyed, but my house was inside. Do you think it's unlucky?" Chenyi thought about it carefully, and it seemed that the level 1 star beast that Wonkai swallowed last time only demolished the first and second floors of several shops. It would be really unlucky to hit them all. "Fortunately, I bought insurance, but I have to rent a new house during this period. I don't have much spare money, so this is another expense." The uncle complained naggingly about the unsatisfactory life. The destructive power of the star beast and Starkiller was so strong that ordinary people were like ants in front of their power. But Chenyi likes this world, at least it is more vibrant than the zombie world. He can even play on the computer when he is free. Boom. The ground shook, and the star beast alarm sounded. The uncle got up and ran away. The people around him ran for refuge in an orderly manner in a panic, which was extremely skillful. "Oh, here we go again." The man at the pancake stall sighed deeply, picked up the freshly made pancakes and ran away. The young man who was waiting in front of the stall glared and hurriedly caught up with him. "Uncle, my pancakes. 7 days have passed since they entered the world of star beasts. The Ritternese have obviously figured out the situation in this world and began to hunt the star beasts with clear goals. Different from the novice world, the number and density of Ritternese in the star beast world are obviously larger and larger. In Jinshan City alone, Chenyi has met many Ritternese these days. They who have only survived the novice world are generally relatively weak. Even if it is only a level 1 star beast, they will have to work together to kill one, and this is without Starkiller intervening. Once Starkiller arrives, they will basically have nothing to do, and people like them with unknown sources of power will still be targeted by Starkiller and investigated by the Federation, which will cause a lot of trouble. Recently, the Federation has also been put in trouble by these people. I was so worried that I didn't understand where the Ritternees came from. Bang! A middle-aged man flew backwards and smashed through a wall. Then he quickly got up in disgrace and continued to fight fiercely with the level 1 star beast in front of him with several other people. This star beast has both strength and defense. Its body is covered with an armor-like carapace. It is 4 meters high and 8 meters long. It can't stop it when it goes on a rampage. Hey, hurry up and kill it. If it continues, someone will come to snatch its head. I heard that there is a who likes to snatch heads recently. Nonsense, if we can kill him, we should kill him sooner. If any of you have a killer weapon, use it quickly. That is coming. Look at me. Just saying. Footsteps sounded. Buzz. Invisible force swept across, and several Ritternees immediately fell to the ground unable to move. They immediately realized that this was the who was trying to steal people's heads. Oh shit. Several people were angry in their hearts, but they didn't dare to say anything at the moment. This was unkind, but he was indeed very strong. Bang! The armored star beast's defense was useless in front of Chen Yi, and it was destroyed in an instant. Half of its head exploded and then fell to the ground. On the surface, this is just an ordinary star beast attack, but secretly it is turbulent. At this moment, no less than 5 high-level Starkillers are ambushing around. 3 of them are Lucia and the others. They are not fools. Since they can't catch up, they just sit back and wait. If they know that the target is hunting the star beast, then they can just wait for the other party to appear. Facts have proved that this trick is useful. In the dark, Lucia looked at the figure on the battlefield, but she was still unable to see clearly through the twisted barrier, and could only vaguely see the figure. It is indeed in human form. That's him. Flash was so excited that he couldn't wait. He hadn't experienced a proper battle since he became Starkiller. This was a good opportunity for him to show off his skills. Wait a moment. Lucia noticed something strange and quickly held down the flash. Then she saw a very small star beast trot out from the corner and swallowed the armored star beast in one gulp in her shocked eyes. Jess was furious. The one who swallowed the star beast was this small star beast. That person is not a star beast in human form, he is a real human being, and he is raising the star beast. Anyway, let's keep that person here first. Flash broke free from Lucia's hold, jumped down, and hit the ground like a cannonball. The other Starkillers appeared together and surrounded Chen Yi. Jace's expression was extremely gloomy. They had made one mistake all along. The one with an energy level of 4.9 was not a certain star beast, but a person. A real human being. It wasn't until they saw Chen Yi appear just now and repeatedly confirmed the source of the signal that they confirmed this incredible fact. The source of the 4.9 energy level signal came from this human being. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 2.4 up arrow. Star Human LV 2.4 up arrow. Main mission phase 2 complete. Points obtained. 1000. This was the 10th star beast that Chen Yi killed, so the main mission of stage 2 was completed. After swallowing 4 more level 1 star beasts, Wonkai finally rose to level 2.4, and the speed was obviously slower. A lot of. Let's focus on Lucia and others first. Chen Yi has long known about their ambush, but he is not in the mood to pay attention to it. Everyone, there is no grudge or hatred between me and you, so there is no need to fight. The reason why I show up is just to say that I am not hostile to humans and there is no need to waste time on me. Your Excellency, you are not Starkiller. No. Chen Yi admitted frankly. Lucia wanted to say something else, but Chen Yi interrupted her unceremoniously. I don't have time to say anything more to you, that's all. Wait a moment. How could Lucia and the others let Chen Yi go so easily? This was a super monster with an energy level of 4.9. It was too dangerous to let him go. Chen Yi was no longer polite and directly used the most straightforward method to solve the problem. Boom. In an instant, violent mental power swept through, setting off a shock wave visible to the naked eye in the air that quickly spread, and the ground shook violently. The overwhelming and powerful force instantly shook everyone present unconscious. Lucia and others stagnated, and then fell to the ground one after another. Just when Chen Yi was about to leave. Boom! A drum-like heartbeat made him pause. He turned around, his eyes fell on the unconscious Flash, and he suddenly became interested. In the transmission of the sound of all things, this heartbeat sound made Chen Yi hear the roar of the star beast, and an extremely violent beast was about to revive. Interesting. Chen Yi guessed that the source of Starkiller's power was the Star Beast, but he didn't expect that not only did they plunder the Star Beast's power, but they actually coexisted with the Star Beast's consciousness in the same body. Surprisingly true. Jace repeatedly told Flash to deal with the relationship with Veyron. Obviously, Flash has not solved this problem yet. As soon as he lost consciousness, Veyron directly took control of his body. This also means that Veyron will completely regain its power. Immediately, the shining body grew in size at a speed visible to the naked eye, and the human physical features quickly transformed into the ferocious appearance of the Star Beast, until it completely transformed into a mighty dragon. Boom! 84 meters tall and 137 meters long, the weight of such a behemoth was extremely exaggerated. When one foot fell, it immediately caused an earthquake-like movement. Roar! A roar full of violence and ferocity resounded through the sky. The resurrected Weilong vented the rage in his heart unbridled, making the entire Jinshan city tremble. Outside the shelter, ordinary people looked at the roaring giant beast in the distance with great horror, and said with trembling voices, as that. Veyron. Run. Run to a shelter further away, it's no longer safe here. Soon. Jinshan city is in chaos. The destruction of Rong'an city was still vivid in our minds. In the desperate atmosphere, people seemed to have difficulty breathing. Someone roared. Didn't I say that Weilong has been killed? What the hell? Some of the Ritternese felt their hands and feet trembling even from a distance. They looked at each other, and then joined the fleeing crowd one after another, cursing. Isn't this Novice Village? You think you're playing a game, and you're still in Novice Village. Chen Yi looked at the gigantic beast in front of him, and while sighing at how big it was, he rubbed a ball of ultra-high concentration of telekinesis with his hand, which caused the energy level reaction in the area to surge instantly. Weilong was venting the pent-up anger in his heart in order to regain his freedom. Then he felt the energy reaction, lowered his head and looked at Chen Yi. Then, boom. Just a moment. The ultra-high concentration telekinesis blast hit Weilong's body at an extremely fast speed, knocking him right through him. Blood and flesh were scattered all over the sky, and a huge hole appeared in Weilong's body, covering almost his entire abdomen. Even the chest and half of the head were missing. The deafening roar suddenly stopped. Weilong's eyes were full of astonishment and horror. The remaining half of his head stared at Chen Yi's figure, and then he collapsed, crushing all the buildings along the way. The entire recovery process takes less than 10 seconds. After a while, Weilong returned to the appearance of Flash and the size of a human. Flash did not suffer any injuries, but seemed to be extremely exhausted. What a pity. Chen Yi shook his head and then disappeared. He originally wanted to give Wangkai a meal, but he didn't expect Weilong to just show his face. Huh. Where's the Veyron? The people who were escaping stopped and looked back, but Weilong was nowhere to be seen, but many people had seen the scene just now. One hit in its seconds. A returner's eyes widened and he felt unbelievable. The combat power in this world was too outrageous. That was a powerful dragon with an energy level of 4.5. When Flash regained consciousness, he had no memory of what happened during Dragon's recovery. He looked confused at the ruins around him. What happened? In addition, the Weilong in his body was autistic. In fact, Weilong would often roar in his consciousness to express his anger, but now there was no movement. No matter how Flash called, Veyron just refused to say a word. A coat was thrown on Glitter's body, and a disgraced Jace and Lucia came over. Jace asked Glitter with a dark face, "Do you know what you did?" "What?" Flash was confused. Lucia said in a very bad tone, "Come back with us first." Level 5.4. During the online meeting, the chief of the Federation told everyone in the meeting a chilling value. The latest energy level of the unidentified person has been confirmed, which is level 5.4. At present, they don't know the identity of that person, but his energy level is right in front of them. Although it is unbelievable, it is the fact. Everyone was worried about the emergence of a level 5 star beast, but now a person with an energy level of 5.4 appeared directly. This was really unexpected. There is no doubt about his strength. With just one blow, he almost killed the strongest star beast Wylong to date. This was witnessed by many people. The chief of the Federation looked worried. I hope that as he said, he has no ill will towards mankind. His power is not enough to destroy human civilization, but we really can't compete with it at the moment. Lucia asked. Then, the action against him. Stop it for now. Clear. It is very irrational to continue to provoke such a strong man. The other party obviously does not want to deal with them, so the Federation can only let it go. Fortunately, the other party is a human being, not a star beast, and he does not seem to be the kind of person who relies on his strength to do anything unscrupulous. This is probably the greatest blessing among misfortunes. Then, the next topic of the meeting is that a large number of unidentified people have appeared around the world recently. They are not Starkiller, but they possess unusual powers beyond ordinary people. Jinshan City. Gulu. Several Ritternees and the arriving Starkiller were all pinned to the ground by telekinesis. Wonkai opened his mouth wide and swallowed the two level 1 star beasts lying on the ground dying. Then a force quickly poured into Chen Yi's body. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 2.5 up arrow. Star Human LV 2.5 up arrow. Half a month passed in a blink of an eye. This was the 20th level 1 star beast that Wonkai had devoured. It took 10 of them to raise Chen Yi's star humans and Wonkai to level 0.1. Wonkai jumped with satisfaction, and his personality returned to its original appearance, with a small pink flower swaying in the wind blooming on his head, which looked very strange. That's it, no more time wasted. It was too slow to continue devouring the level 1 star beasts, so Chen Yi decided to hunt down the level 2 star beasts for Wonkai to devour. He was looking forward to how much power this upgrade could increase. Chen Yi could basically predict that his alien would be able to rise to level 10 or above in this mission world, surpassing telekinesis. He is very curious about how strong an alien above level 10 can make him, and what kind of advanced life form he will eventually evolve into. The returnee who was lying on the ground communicated with his eyes without any intention of resisting. Why doesn't this big guy leave? I don't know, but this guy's teeth are really good. That's pretty good. Chen Yi became famous in one battle, and his impressive feat of instantly killing Wylong with one blow has completely spread. The Ritternees in Jinshan City now have no problem with their heads being robbed. I just hope this boss doesn't harvest their heads too. Boom. A loud noise and the roar of a star beast were heard not far away, and a star beast more than 10 meters in height rushed towards Chen Yi. Chen Yi was a little surprised. So lucky. It happened to be a level 2 star beast. Boom. The huge body of more than 10 meters ran through the street, and the vehicles on both sides were hit and flew everywhere. Behind the star beast were several returning people who were chasing. There was a ball of light floating above the head of one of the Ritternees. Amazing power surged in the light, and then a beam of light was brewed and bombarded the star beast, causing the star beast's skin to rip open. Roar. The violent aura in the eyes of the star beast became more and more fierce as it roared. Captain, there is someone in front. Hear the words. Luo Chengkong looked forward, and his expression changed immediately when he saw Chen Yi. The thought barrier that distorted the light was so recognizable. Before he could react, Chen Yi's telepathy had already swept through him. In an instant, Luo Chengkong and others' heads were buzzing and they were all dizzy. Bang! Shock waves rippled in the air that were visible to the naked eye, and several people in Luo Chengkong were thrown away. The level 2 star beast had half of its body blown off on the spot and lay dying on the ground. Prosperous wealth. The voice came. Wonkai ran to the star beast and swallowed it in one gulp. As Wonkai swallowed the star beast, Chen Yi's second upgrade task was immediately completed. The moment of force poured into Chen Yi's body, a white light flashed from Wonkai's body, and then a stronger force poured into Chen Yi's body. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 2.6 up arrow. Star Human LV 2.6 up arrow. Upgrade Mission 2 completed. Star Beast Options upgrade. Star Beast LV 4 up arrow. Star Human LV4 up arrow. A series of prompt messages passed by, and Chenyi's Star Human was directly promoted to LV4. He felt the power in his body and estimated that he could demolish a building with his bare hands. His physical strength was probably enough to withstand a tank gun. The most important thing is that he is extremely sensitive to the power of the starry sky. Standing under the sun, he can clearly feel that he is rapidly absorbing the energy in the sun to replenish himself. Star Humans. At this time, Chen Yikai understood the deeper meaning of this ability. It should be more than just sunlight. If he continues to upgrade, he should be able to absorb the power of any star in the starry sky. By then, his energy will never be exhausted. The dizzy Luo Chengkong got up from the ground, glanced at Chen Yi with great fear, and decisively led the team away from here, not daring to provoke Chen Yi. Their strength is not at the same level at all, just the aftermath of the battle is enough to knock them to pieces, and it will only be more terrifying when they actually face him. This person must not be messed with. The other people in the team quickly retreated, and many people found it very incredible. They couldn't believe that Chen Yi and them were both returnees. Captain, is that person really a returner? If it is true, then he and we should be in the same batch, and they have just experienced the second mission world. How can he be so ridiculously strong? The team members were particularly confused. They were all newcomers, so no matter how strong they were, they had to have a certain temper. Chen Yi's strength was obviously far beyond their understanding of the newcomers. Luo Chengkong is the only one among them who has joined the army. His strength can be considered outstanding among the newcomers, but he still cannot compare with Chen Yi. I asked people from the Legion to check. There is no information about this person in the Federation. There is no doubt that this person is a returner like us. In short, don't provoke him. This is the advantage of joining a large army. The more people you have, the more powerful you are. Once you join, as long as you can contact your own people, you can share information and help each other, which can save a lot of effort. If you are lucky, you may be able to quickly gain powerful strength with the cooperation of Legion members like Flash. This is the Legion's consistent method. Thanks to the freedom that the Return to Ruins space gives those who return to the ruins, basically Legion members will carry props such as Legion communicators or contact badges, so communication is not a problem. Some returnees speculated, perhaps he is a newcomer who is highly valued by a certain army. If he does not carry particularly high-end equipment and props, there is no reason for the newcomer to be so strong. Maybe. This is not unreasonable. Main Mission Phase 3. Just killing level 1 star beasts is not enough. Please continue to prove your strength and kill 10 level 2 star beasts. Task reward. 2000 points. It can be seen that this is purely a welfare task for newcomers, but it is also in line with Chen Yi's plan. Next, he should hunt down the level 2 star beast. A strong wind roared past, and the sounds of all things mixed in it immediately caught Chen Yi's attention. He raised his head to look high in the sky, and his figure disappeared instantly. Hundreds of meters in the air, a spore the size of a mung bean floated in the wind and suddenly froze in midair as it fell. Chen Yi stood in the air and looked at the spore carefully. There was an insect curled up inside the spore. The insect was still sleeping and unresponsive. The wind told Chen Yi that the robe fell from a higher place and rode the air current for an unknown number of kilometers to reach here. Using his mind power to loosen the spores, Chen Yi witnessed the spores falling from the sky. When the spores hit the ground, the bugs inside immediately woke up, tore open their robes and crawled out. In just a few breaths, the mung bean-sized bug quickly expanded and turned into a behemoth more than 10 meters tall, starting to wreak havoc. Chen Yi suddenly realized, this is the process of the birth of the star beast. Then the problem arises. Where do star beast spores come from? I have to say that the ability of the voice of all things is really convenient. Chen Yi's telepathy is very strong in surveillance, but the voice of all things is stronger in terms of collecting clues. While listening to the clues in the wind, Chen Yi went against the direction of the wind to search for the source of the star beast spores, and even saw more star beast spores on the way. If the source of the star beast spores could be found, Chen Yi would be able to continuously create star beasts without having to run around to grab heads. Half a day later. This is it. Chen Yi stood in the air above a huge canyon. The canyon was bottomless, and strong winds were constantly blowing out of it. In this way, the star beast spores were blown high into the sky by the strong winds of the canyon, and then floated to all parts of the world. There was no response to the sense of danger. Chen Yi's telepathy slowly explored the depths of the canyon, and his figure fell into it and continued to fall downwards, submerging into the darkness. As it goes deeper, the sunlight can no longer shine into the canyon, but large areas of fungus carpet gradually appear on both sides of the canyon. The fungus carpet emits a faint green light, and after connecting together, it illuminates the depths of the canyon. Bow. A small bubble on the carpet exploded, spilling out the star beast spores inside. The spores were then carried out of the canyon by the strong wind. Chen Yi would have a panoramic view of it all. This is the truth about the birth of the star beast. Finally, Chen Yi landed at the bottom of the canyon. The fungus carpet under his feet was very soft. In the green light, the entire bottom of the canyon was covered with fungi. As if breathing, the fungus carpet continuously spits out star beast spores. You moved faster than I expected. A sound came from the silent canyon, and a humanoid star beast slowly appeared, politely announcing its existence to Chen Yi. This star beast is not big in size, only about the same size as a human being, but its appearance is very ferocious. Its body is covered with black and red hard material and has a thick tail. Chen Yi was not surprised. He had already noticed the existence of this star beast, but he was a little surprised. This star beast did not seem to be hostile to him. You knew I was coming here. With your strength, this will happen sooner or later. This star beast looked very cultivated and always spoke politely and politely. He continued, I can feel that your power is enough to destroy this planet. Besides, you are not my enemy, although you like to hunt stars very much. Beast. Oh. Chen Yi thought this star beast was really interesting. What's the reason? Let me introduce myself first. Humans always like to give star beasts a codename. I also gave myself a name, called Tyrant. What do you think? Very domineering. Haha, right. I also think that the ultimate boss must have such domineering power. The tyrant smiled happily and said, I was born in this carpet of bacteria. Since I gained consciousness, I have understood my mission, which is to destroy human civilization and destroy this planet. Chen Yi's heart trembled. Destroy the planet. From this point, it can be determined that this is definitely not the work of the Gaia consciousness of this planet. After all, the planet will not actively destroy itself. But it is a pity that even if I am very strong and stronger than other star beasts, I still cannot destroy this planet. In comparison, humans are not within my scope of consideration. It is too easy to exterminate them. Quote. Just when I was feeling distressed, you appeared. Your power is far greater than mine, and I finally saw the dawn of completing my mission. Chen Yi asked back, why do you think I will destroy this planet? You might not. Said. The tyrant looked aside, and Wangkai followed him at some point, appearing quietly at the bottom of the canyon, curiously looking at the fungus carpet on the ground. But it might. Wu. Wangkai was confused when he heard that he was mentioned. He raised his head to show that he didn't understand anything, and then continued to look down at the star beast spores on the fungus carpet, feeling the urge to have a full meal. The tyrant explained, this star beast grows by devouring other star beasts. As you can see, the star beast spores were born in this carpet, and do you know what the nutrients of this carpet are? What? The life force of this planet. The tyrant stepped on the creep under his feet and said, the roots of the creep go deep into the earth of the entire planet and are continuously absorbing the vitality of the planet. If you want to continue to raise this star beast, I will be happy to do so. Provide your pet with adequate nutrients. Chen Yi understood. On the surface, Wangkai is devouring the star beast, but in fact he is devouring the vitality of the planet. If he allows Wangkai to continue to grow, sooner or later, the vitality of the planet will be emptied, which is equivalent to destroying the planet to a certain extent. What do you mean? Then I won't be polite. Haha, please help yourself. Chen Yi doesn't care about this planet. Since the growth of wealth requires the nutrients of this planet, then just squeeze out the vitality of this planet. Bo. A cloud of spores erupted from the fungus carpet. Wangkai stared at one of them and swallowed it in one bite. Then, a weak force poured into Chen Yi's body. Chen Yi was slightly surprised. Is it okay to eat the star beast spores directly? If you think about it carefully, there is really no problem. Although the larvae in the spores have not completely grown into a star beast, they are still a star beast in the final analysis. After landing, they no longer need to absorb nutrients and can directly grow into mature bodies and directly eat the larvae and mature bodies. In theory, there is no difference at all. After discovering this, Chenyi smiled. In this way, Wangkai's growth rate will be greatly accelerated and a lot of time can be saved. Perhaps it was because he hadn't communicated with anyone for a long time, but the tyrant seemed very enthusiastic. He found a few spores of level 3 star beasts and held them in front of Wangkai. Little guy, these spores have more nutrients. I'll give it to him later. Chenyi was not in a hurry to feed Wangkai with level 3 star beast spores. The fungus carpet was spitting out a large amount of spores all the time. He carefully felt the energy intensity in these spores. Ever since the star human reached LV4, Chenyi has been extremely sensitive to energy. After all, the life force of the planet is also a kind of energy, and he can completely sense it. Soon, Chenyi found 8 spores of level 2 star beasts, and Wangkai swallowed them all in one gulp, turning them into strength to strengthen himself and sharing them with Chenyi. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 4.2 up arrow. Star Human LV 4.2 up arrow. As the ability level gets higher and higher, the energy required for improvement also becomes larger and larger. 8 level 2 star beasts have only been upgraded by 0.2 levels. After Wangkai swallowed the 8 star beast spores, 2 rays of light appeared out of thin air in front of Chenyi. He was too familiar with this kind of light. This was explosive equipment. Ability acquired. Energy sensing. Ability to obtain. Steel skin. There is nothing special about level 1 star beasts except their size. Only from level 2 onwards, star beasts will gradually develop some special abilities. The 8 spores exploded into 2 abilities. The explosion rate was already very high. Chenyi did not hesitate and decisively mastered both abilities. Ability to master. Energy sensing LV1. Energy sensing LV1. Your induction of energy will be more sensitive, strengthening your affinity and control of energy to a certain extent. Ability to master. Steel skin LV1. Steel skin LV1. Your skin will be harder than steel. In addition, the reason why Wangkai only let Wangkai swallow 8 level 2 star beast spores was because Chenyi didn't want to complete the 3rd phase of the main mission so quickly. Once the main mission is completed, he may have to return to the Guishu space. Compared with the main mission, the upgrade mission is obviously more cost-effective. He just wants to be stuck in the progress of the main task. Even if the main task fails, it is better than not completing all the upgrade tasks. The benefits of the two are completely unequal. Including the level 2 star beast that he killed in Jinshan City before, Wangkai swallowed 9 level 2 star beasts, and there was still one left for Chenyi to complete the main mission of Stage 3. Chenyi did not continue to let Wangkai swallow the level 2 star beast spores, but jumped directly to the level 3 star beast spores. Seeing him nodding, Wangkai whined and swallowed the 20 level 3 star beast spores in the tyrant's hand. Swallowed. 20 star beast spores were taken into their stomachs and immediately turned into an extremely huge energy. Wangkai and Chenyi's star human levels skyrocketed. Strengthening success. Star beast LV5 up arrow. Star human LV5 up arrow. Not only that, the upgrade task has also been completed. Upgrade mission 3 completed. Star beast options upgrade. Star beast LV7 up arrow. Star human LV7 up arrow. The levels of Chenyi's star human and Wangkai suddenly jumped from LV 4.2 to LV 7. The magnitude was so large that it could no longer be called an upgrade. It should be said to be an evolution. Taking into account the characteristics of Wangkai, it is true to say that it is an evolution. Upgrading it is not simply to increase its level, but to release the energy and potential it has devoured. Well, Wangkai let out a long burp, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. His big eyes gave people an arrogant attitude that despised everything. Personality changed again. Balls of light appeared in front of Chenyi, and 20 level 3 star beasts exploded with 2 abilities, as well as 3 pieces of equipment and props. The equipment and props were of no use. Chenyi threw them into the portable space, and the 2 abilities were pretty good. He mastered them with the idea of not using them in vain. Mastery ability. Efficient absorption LV1. Efficient absorption LV1. You will be able to absorb the energy in the universe more efficiently and quickly, and your digestion ability will be greatly enhanced. Ability to master. Super burst LV1. Super explosion LV1. Explode all the energy in the body in one breath. As an alien at LV7, Chenyi felt that his body had become unspeakably strong, and he estimated that at least he would be able to withstand nuclear bombs without any problem. Moreover, with the huge improvement in the level of star humans, Chenyi can even directly observe the starry sky and the energy in the planet with his eyes. He felt like he was immersed in a huge ocean of energy, and every move he made could set off ripples or even stormy waves in this ocean of energy. Buzz. Chenyi's body was effortlessly suspended in midair under the influence of this ocean of energy. Even without using his telekinesis, he was now extremely strong. This power. Chenyi stirred the energy ocean in the void, and the gentle ripples were enough to shake the entire canyon. He called this ubiquitous cosmic energy star power. Feeling the terror of this power, the tyrant stood beside him in fear. He had no doubt that Chenyi could kill him instantly with just one thought. Just like killing Veyron instantly. Chenyi slowly landed on the ground, his mind swept across the canyon, and rolled up a large amount of level 3 star beast spores. He said to Wangkai, "Let's eat with your belly open. Can you still eat it?" Ah. Wangkai smiled crookedly, saying that no more would be enough. He immediately opened his mouth wide and swallowed large pieces of the star beast spores one by one, and the energy transformed into it rushed into Chenyi's body like a flood. The devouring madness begins. Strengthening success. Star Beast LV 7.1 up arrow. Star Beast LV 7.2 up arrow. Star Beast LV 7.3 up arrow. Wangkai's stomach was completely a bottomless pit, and it could swallow any number of things. Chenyi didn't deliberately count it. After swallowing many level 3 star beast spores, Wangkai's level was finally raised to LV8. Star Beast LV8 up arrow. Star Human LV8 up arrow. Countless light groups surrounded Chenyi, and he put all the equipment and props into his portable space. He mastered the appropriate abilities on the spot, so that the number of Chenyi's abilities increased crazily. Until a certain moment, when a large number of abilities were stacked to the limit, the quantitative change produced a qualitative change, and a large-scale ability merger suddenly occurred. Mergeability detected. Ability merger completed. Ability to master. Star Spirit LV8. Not only the abilities obtained by killing the Star Beast, but also the Night Vision, Danger Sense, Extreme Explosion, Voice of All Things, and Psychic Power, up to LV10 obtained previously were merged into the Star Human. Among them, a brand new ability was born. Its name is Star Spirit. The merged ability did not disappear. On the contrary, the new merged ability gave Chenyi more powerful power, making him a new life form with a life level far beyond that of human beings. The super advanced new life form born after the fusion of star power and spiritual energy, Chenyi is still made of flesh and blood, but the strength of his body is far beyond imagination. Being in the ocean of star power, Chenyi now can stir up huge waves in this sea of energy without any movement, just a thought, thus crushing a planet. He can see and touch all the energy on the planet. The energy seems to be alive to him, obeying his orders and control. The star spirit has been the darling of the universe and starry sky since its birth. When it walks on the planet, it is the master of the planet, a part of nature, and the manifestation of the energy of the universe and starry sky. The tyrant could feel that this thrilling energy was tightly controlled by Chenyi. He always felt that Chenyi had become a little different, and seemed to be more approachable. But in a place full of star power, nothing that happens can escape Chenyi's perception. Not only what happens on this planet, but the entire planetary system including this planet is within Chenyi's perception range. Within, as long as Chenyi is willing, he can instantly reach any location in this area through the star power ocean. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and support our channel.